I've always wanted to be a mechanical engineer ever since I was 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that was about 21 years ago. So, yeah, this is what I've always wanted to do. This is what I'm almost finishing doing. So I'd say I'm in the right place. Juja ladies love their hairstyles.
Love that.
They really do love their hair. Yeah. I can say I've witnessed over 75 hairstyles ever since I was in Juja that I've never seen anywhere.
Good afternoon, everyone. Campus Solution again, Today we have an amazing guest. As the Kiswahili proverb, hakuna kilicho na mwanzo kisichokuwa na mwisho. So we give him a chance to introduce himself.
Hello, I am Teddy Onyango, and I'm a 5th year student in mechanical engineering in JKUAT. Yeah.
Anything else other than your name and school?
I'm happy to be here.
You're happy to be
Yeah.
here. We are all happy to be here. So today's topic is about the campus journey, and we want to know how it's been like. We want to know how you started and how you're ending. So has this been your dream school? Was JKUAT your dream school?
Well, I don't want to say it wasn't, but funny enough, it has been a better experience than I had anticipated.
Yeah.
Initially, I wanted to go to UON, but circumstances couldn't allow, so I came to JKUAT, and it has been quite the experience.
It's been quite Can you remember your first day here?
In JKUAT, or the first day we were supposed to report to school?
Okay, let's go with your first day in Juja, then your first day in JKUAT.
The first day in Juja, that was the day I actually moved from my parents' home. So we were with my brother.
Yeah.
We moved a few things from home to where I was to stay at. And it was quite hectic because my father said he would not be available in the morning. And with this hii maneno ya college, you're supposed to do unafaa uanze asubuhi. So we came, and it was quite a sunny day and very dusty. So we just decided, let's just leave whatever we've carried in the house. We just go and see Juja. Then I was supposed to go to school to report, but I chose not to because it was a hot day and I really wasn't feeling it because we were to report within the week. So yeah, that was my first day in Juja.
Okay. Have you always believed in the university life? Do you think this system is beneficial?
Okay, personally, I think if someone wants to do something, the first thing they need to get is the right tools. And I think one of the most important is knowledge. And if you compare the knowledge at high school level and college adds a bit more detail to what you already know from high school. So I'd say if someone wants to do something specific, they really need to get the knowledge. So I'd say university, it helps.
And what about people who have been failed by the system?
Well, in engineering, we have a saying: there is really no perfect system that exists in this world. So it's unfortunate for some people, for the few who have been failed by the system. But the best we can do is to improve what is already there. Yeah, it is very unfortunate, and if the situation can be helped, I'd say that would be the best course of action. Otherwise, we can't just discard something because it failed a few people.
Okay. Yeah. So have you always wanted to do engineering?
Oh, I've always wanted to be a mechanical engineer ever since I was 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that was about 21 years ago. So yeah, this is what I've always wanted to do. This is what I'm almost finishing doing. So I'd say I'm in the right place.
And according to the studies, is it worth the while?
Well, personally, I would have loved it to look like what we see in the movies. All this crazy technology. Yeah. You're
But
there.
for ground.
Well, for ground, you write a lot. You do a lot of mathematics and experiments here and there, practicals and everything. So I'd say the core things that you're supposed to learn are still there, but this is Kenya, so we have to go with the pace. Yeah.
So you being a student in Juja, what's the typical Juja life?
Oh.
Maybe for someone who's not been to Juja and askianga to JKUAT, what's the typical life of a student in JKUAT?
Well, you wake up, you decide whether you want to go to class or not. You go and have tea in one of the eateries around. Then you go to class. After class, guys will go to play FIFA. Ladies will go to buy the flavored milk and then check out shoes, clothes, and these shiny things ladies like,
Yeah.
Then in the evening, also like to have fun. We'll have their fun. Some of us who like to relax in the evening will go home and relax. And then there's always that one person who goes a bit over the top. Mwenye mtasikia saa 6 saa 7 usiku akipiga kelele kwa barabara.
Yeah.
So that's the typical day in Juja.
What about weekends in Juja
Well,
as a student?
Okay, the typical Juja weekend has three ways it can go. On Friday, a good number of students go home because a good percentage of the people here, they come from nearby. Yeah. So a good percentage will go home. A good percentage will go and have fun to unwind the stress of the week. And then the few who will be left, they'll just relax to ease the tension of the week. That's just the typical Juja weekend.
There are no churches in Juja?
Well, personally, I believe everyone has something they believe in, so they should be allowed to practice their faith. Funny enough, in Juja, especially in JKUAT, many students actually do attend church. If you were to come on a Sunday morning from 7 to 9, you'd be surprised by the number of students who attend Mass. So I wouldn't say that we don't believe in anything. It's just that in Juja, it's a personal thing. Okay. You do it at your own time. Yeah.
So, looking at people in Juja, JKUAT specifically, what's one thing that stands out? Maybe in students in Juja, the girls are like this, boys are like this. Things that stand out.
Okay. I am a very observant person.
Yeah.
But this is my opinion, and I'll be careful not to say anything that is not appropriate. But I'll say Juja ladies love their hairstyles.
Love their
They really do love their hair. Yeah. I can say I've witnessed over 75 hairstyles ever since I was in Juja that I've never seen anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, so one day, unaenda class asubuhi, you find someone with an interesting hairstyle and you're like, okay, this can be done. The next time you're here, see, the next time unatoka, another one, and you're like, okay. Then after a few days it hits. It's everywhere. So
in really nice words, girls in JKUAT are creative.
Not exactly. The saloonists in Juja are very creative.
Okay.
Yeah. Ladies they love looking creative. Yeah. That's what I'd say.
That's what stands out.
For guys, we like our sweatpants. We love our football.
Yeah, FIFA.
And we love hanging out with friends. It's actually quite rare to find a guy just walking alone. Not unless there is someone specific they're going to and they're in a rush. Normally you'll just find guys with their friends going about their business.
Okay.
So yeah.
So that's what stands out with people in JKUAT. What about JKUAT, the school?
Oh, JKUAT, the school.
Yeah.
I'd have to say exams.
Exams?
Yeah. Because the amount of exams I've done, they're really, it's a really big. I have a file where I store all my exam papers and it's almost full. So every time there is an exam, that's when JKUAT has about 42 to 45,000 students. The only time you'll see them is during exam time. Mnafika hapo gate and it's all the 5 gates, A, B, C, D and even gate D, E. Kumeja. So it's a hectic time for the watchmen because they have to make sure that kila mtu mwenye anaingia anafaa kuwa huku. So exams, they really bring Juja to life, you know. But unfortunately, for those who thrive on students not being involved in their studies, they usually suffer at that time, you know. Watu wa FIFA, pale containers. It's usually up until you finish exams. So the JKUAT exams. Yeah. But other than that, I'd say it's a very peaceful place to be. Hakunanga mambo mingi, as in, this is not a place you'll come and hear like all manner of heinous things going on. It's just a calm place where you can study. As long as you're focused, you can study and within no time you'll be done.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a perfect place for studies?
I will not say perfect. I'll just say it's one of the best places to be if you want to study, because I'd say they have almost everything you need. Yeah? But it's up to you to decide whether you want to take advantage of what they have or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So looking back into your journey since you entered campus and now you're in your 5th year?
Yeah, 5th year.
In your 5th year, what are some noticeable changes in yourself as a person? Like from first, maybe even physically, I don't know. Tell us.
Well, I'd say I've become more accommodative.
Mm-hmm.
I am not an easy person to get along with. Kwa Kiswahili wanasema kichwa ngumu. I don't know if that's perfect Swahili, but they say kichwa ngumu. But they say a college is ni soko yenye utapata kila aina ya watu. To be a person the way you are.
Yeah.
It's for the people around you to find a way of accommodating you, you know. So I had to learn early in my campus life that watu ni wa aina tofauti. People come from different places, they believe in different things, and as such, it's not a crime, and it's also okay to disagree with people, but you must also find a way of accommodating them, because I used to be this person who, kama ni hivi, but nowadays, like a tree, you can branch out to different ways. So that's I think the main thing, noticeable change I've seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your social life, how is it like?
Oh, well, I'm an engineering student.
Mm-hmm.
We really don't have that much time to be so social. It's not that we don't have time, but you find there is a lot you have to do, so you have to make time to do them. However, life is not one thing. It's not that that you come to college and the only thing you're here to do is to study and go home. No, it doesn't work that way. This is where you find lifetime friends. A good percentage of adults have found their spouses in college. It's also where many discoveries have been made. Yeah. So also the thing with college is that you're provided with the freedom, and it helps you to discover really what you want to do for the rest of your life. So I'd say the opportunities are there. It's just for someone to really decide the direction they want to take. It's not also free of mistakes. They say you can either learn from your mistakes or be a victim of the same mistakes. So if you learn from your mistakes, then you'll be better. But that's also a matter of choice for person to person. Yeah.
I'm very happy you said mistakes.
Of course.
Looking back yet again, what's something you wish you had done better?
Wow, that's a really tough one. That's really tough. Something I would have done better. I'd say my social life. I should have invested more in making, I wouldn't say friends, because no one human being can have so many friends. You have a few close friends, and then the rest are just people, So I should have invested some time in knowing more people, rather than having this secluded life where it's like you live on top of the mountain and the next person is down in the valley. So I think I should have spent more time having a better social life than I do. Yeah.
So going back, you would talk to more people?
Well, I am generally an easy person to talk to. Generally. But I'd have to say, the generation before, our parents that is, and us, we are two different classes of people. So for them, talking to a stranger isn't really something odd. But for us, it's a bit challenging because you don't know how another person looks at you. For example, I'd have to say I really don't talk to that many ladies. Not because they're not people. It's just that nowadays you really have to be careful with what you say. You can come, you're just coming to say hi to a person, and they're scared. Maybe you can be a conman, a kidnapper, a stalker. Yeah. Also, some guys, they're a bit rude. Yeah? You just want to ask them something, and then they're like, toka hapa, sitaki kitu unataka kuniambia, just go, achana mimi,
Yeah.
So it's a bit challenging, but once the awkwardness is out of the room, then you just bond with anyone. You can bond with anyone, provided they're in the right frame of mind. Yeah.
You're a millennial, right?
What do you mean by millennial?
Your generation. You said our generation is different from our parents.
Yes.
I'm assuming you're a millennial.
Millennial are people born from 2000. Before? Yeah. Yes.
And mobile phones didn't make that easier in college. This is the age where we're given phones by our parents.
True. Okay. This, I'll speak from a scientific point. If you generally don't talk to people, mobile phones will not make it easier.
They won't make it easier?
Never. Because if you have nothing to say, what will you say?
Maybe you have nothing to say physically, but on the phone you're more courageous.
Well, I tend to think that's what shy people tend to say. Because I'm not saying it's bad.
Yeah.
I'm just saying when there is no one to really monitor what you're saying or how you're acting, then people can say anything. Yeah. But if you're there face to face, then you really have to bring your character out. Yeah. So if generally I'm a person who doesn't have much to say, believe you me, over the phone, it will even be worse. Because personally, I even look at my call log sometimes. It's just about 10 or 11 people I talk to on a normal basis. And it's not that my phone book is short of people to talk to. It's just that those are the only people I can really connect with. So if there is someone somewhere thinking that this person either has an issue with me or I am generally not outgoing or out. Yeah.
Okay. So I think generally in life, none prepares you for certain things.
Yeah.
And sometimes when we are in school, it rains. Na maybe hata unamwavuli.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't literally mean raining. I
Mm-hmm.
mean sometimes problems come
Yeah.
and we weren't prepared.
Yeah.
So maybe a certain challenge that has come to you and
Mm-hmm.
you weren't prepared. Maybe you can share the experience.
In college or?
In college.
Okay, in college.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing no one is really ever prepared for is being I don't want to say stabbed, but betrayed by someone close to you, you know. And they say in college is where you literally learn everything you need in life, both education-wise, socially, politically, spiritually, everything. So, a few years back, we really came from far. High school.
Yeah.
We met on the second day that I was in high school. They betrayed my trust. And this is a time when